Yo, what's happening, YouTube fam? Welcome back to Richie Rich Abroad. I'm your host, Richie Rich, alongside with Chang, my
Hi.
co-host. This video is about 5 things you need to know before you come here and before you start dating a Filipina. But look, before we get into it, you know what to do, Chang.
Don't forget to like, subscribe, hit that notification bell so you get updated on our latest videos.
And definitely leave your comments below because you know I like to read them and I always respond. Chang, go ahead, kick the intro, and let's get into this video. Rolling by trike. Here we go.
She will lie about her personal situation. When you meet somebody, back home when you go for a date and you sit down, the first date, and you talk, she might ask you how many kids you have, how many times you've been married, where do you live with your family? Here, when you ask those questions, she might lie about having children. She might have 2, 3 kids at her family's house while she works in the city. Or if she's in Dumaguete or whatever city, she might have children that her parents are taking care of.
Do you think that's true?
Yes, I believe it's true because firsthand I have a acquaintance or someone that I know who actually have a foreigner boyfriend, and from the start she pretend that those are like her nephews and nieces.
If I found out somebody had kids when they told me they didn't have kids, that would make a big difference to me. It really would, because then you start thinking, if they'll lie about this, what else? Yeah, what else are they keeping from you?
Mm-hmm.
And then immediately, I know I can't trust you.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, if you're gonna lie about having kids,
what else could you possibly lie about?
You definitely would. If you lie about having kids, you definitely would have lied about other things.
Yes, very simple things.
Yeah, some simple things. All right, let's get back into it.
But she's going to tell you, no, I don't have children. They will also lie to you about their personal situation of being married. They might tell you, no, I'm not married. They might say I'm separated. Or they'll say they're not seeing anybody, that they're single. Where in reality, they do have someone back in the province that they're dating. They might have been married in the past and still married, maybe not living together. But they hide this from you, and they're ashamed of the situation. They don't want to scare you away.
But here in the Philippines, since we're talking about divorce, so we still don't have divorce yet. But so people would tell you that they're separated, but in reality, they're still married. They are just not together.
Some of the women will lie to you. They will lie to you. Cheng mentioned about being separated, but a lot of women will lie to you and tell you that they're not separated. They will tell you that they've never been married. Some of them will tell you they don't have kids. You have to ask direct questions. Mm-hmm. Are you married? Are you separated? Do you have kids? Do you have kids that live outside of your home? Do you have kids that live with relatives? You really have to ask direct questions. You have to vet carefully when you come here, just the same as you would if you're in your own country.
Mm-hmm. And let me just add to what you said. Mm-hmm. I think people, or most women, or some women, lie because they want the man, but they're just scared or worried that that man will leave them once they discover they have kids. But the man will appreciate your honesty if you're honest from the start, instead of wasting each other's time, investing your emotions or feelings, and then you can't get out anymore because you're already attached.
If some of the stuff she says doesn't add up about being married, about being separated, ask her for what's called a sinamar here. And what it is a certificate of no marriage. And if she hasn't been married, she will be able to produce that. And it's a legal document that she can get at any given time. It doesn't take much effort to do, and it's very inexpensive to get. Ask for a sinamar.
Yeah.
Okay? And that's the way to find out. If she has issues with you asking her to get a sinamar, then maybe that's an issue in and of itself. But at least there's ways that you can find out whether or not she is or has been married.
Yeah. Let's move on to the next part.
All right.
They're going to lie to you about their personal problem. If they need money, they might lie to you about having a grandmother in the hospital or having a sick father that they need some money for. And once you start getting this feeling that they're lying to you about their problems, that they always have a problem, it's time to move on.
Fellas, this is legit. I know why you're laughing. Look, Ching knows. I used to would show Ching, when I was doing dating apps, I used to would show Ching some of the, some of the stuff that the women would send me. Can I get some money, right?
Yeah, can you send me some money because there's some insects stuck in my ear?
Insect stuck in my ear. I can't pay my rent.
My grandma's in the hospital,
Grandma's in
or
the hospital.
someone else is in the hospital.
Look, somebody is always in the hospital. I'm telling you. If you go through dating a couple of different women here, you will quickly find out that some of them are going to lie to you, especially if they think you have money. I can't reply. I didn't have a load.
Can you send me some load?
Can you send me money for how much is a load?
Normally I think it's like 300, if I'm not mistaken, because I'm on plan or posted.
Right. Yeah. Can you send me a load? And a load, by the way, is pay-as-you-go phone service, right? I will say one other thing. The Filipinos that you want to continue dating are the ones where you can see that they're broke, where you can see they're poor, where you can see that they're really in need, and they don't ask you for shit. They don't ask you for shit. Pay attention to those too, because it's not just the ones to look out for that are bad, but also the ones how to look out. Also, we need to talk about how to look out for the ones that are good, because there's some good Filipinos out there that they really need a lot, but they're very proud. And even though they might not have eaten today or don't know what they're going to eat tomorrow, they will not ask you for a dime. All right, on to the next.
She never has time to video chat with you or to meet with you in person. Whenever you contact her, say, hey, let's meet for coffee today. You're in the same city. You're in Cebu City. And she doesn't have time to meet with you today for coffee. Oh, I'm busy today. Let me check my schedule. I have class today. And then when you want a video chat, she doesn't answer. She says, I can't video chat right now. I'm busy. I have family around me. But she'll text with you. But the replies will be slow. Like you'll send a message and 5 minutes later she'll reply.
I don't know. If somebody messages me 5 minutes later, I think that's kind of fast.
Maybe they're just busy, But just to add to what he said, there's like a saying that if there's a will, there's a way. Right. And if you don't want it, there are some excuses that you can give to that person. So if you really like the person, for me, I'm just going to drop everything and then just let the person know that, you know what, I'm just doing something a little bit, and in a little bit I will reply to you. So something like that.
Right. My father always said, if a woman wants to be with you, she'll find a way. I want to know that you are who you say you are, and I want you to know that I am who I say I am. To me, that's a good start to a relationship.
Yeah, I agree. I also have the same encounter when I was doing the online dating. Mm-hmm. So this guy was shocked because I wanted to do a video chat immediately, because those are some of the rules that I have in online dating. Video call is a must because I want to know if you're legit,
Right. Sometimes it can get out of hand and they might want to video chat too much when you're in bed, sleep, all the time. I mean, it can get out of hand. Don't get it twisted. But at least this person is legit. At least this person has serious interest in having a relationship with you.
And also, if the face during the video call is the same with that of the profile picture, because, there are filters.
Right. All right, let's go ahead and get to the next part.
So let's talk about one of the big, deep, dark secrets. Jealousy, insecurity, helplessness, and tampo. Now, we all heard the stories of girls being jealous. When you find a girl that really likes you, she's going to stalk you. And what do I mean by stalking you? She's going to look up your Facebook. She's going to check, who you're talking to or posting with yesterday, last month, last year.
I think from a point of view of a Filipina, about, searching or stalking, I don't think it's like stalking, especially when you just met the person. Mm-hmm. And then you're trying to look into the Facebook to see whether or not, they're married, literally married, because you want to be in a relationship with that person. Yeah. So you don't want to, invest your feelings and then find out eventually that they're married. So another personal experience is that when when I tried scrolling on the Facebook, I found out that he's married and stuff like that. But also remember that here in the Philippines, most people have multiple Facebook accounts. So on the other account, they will say they're single, but on the other account, they would say they're, married and then post pictures of their family and stuff like that.
True. I didn't even know that until I got here, that people use multiple Facebook accounts. But I did find that out too, that people have 2 and 3 different Facebook accounts.
If you're making use of multiple Facebook accounts and then you're trying to hide your identity, then definitely you're hiding something.
Yeah, I definitely agree. Just be careful. You will meet people who are checking you out. And Ching makes a good point, actually. That we always talk about vetting carefully. And you got to vet carefully. And maybe looking at somebody's Facebook or their whatever social media profile they have is a good idea. I mean, they do it for work now. They do it for your job.
It's like a background check. It's like a background check.
Yeah, it's like a background check. So it does make sense. I mean, you want to vet carefully. You want to make sure that the person is who they say they are.
With my late husband, Carl, we never have passwords. So anytime you want to see my phone, you can check my phone. But we only have like secured folder because there are some things that
I ain't even gonna ask.
But me and him only knows the password to both our phones.
And they're always worried that you're looking for somebody better.
I think that if you don't want to worry, you need to be her best choice. That's what I think. You need to be her best choice. And she needs to do everything she can to be your best choice.
Now, I know some Filipinas are overly jealous. Like, who's that? Every time you go out, you need to like, where are you going? Something like that. So I think it's too controlling if you ask that person wherever he is going. And like for me, tagging along is when you get invited to do something together. That's I feel happy to do that. But if you're not invited, then do not invite yourself.
When you're walking, she's going to want to hold you. And they always want to touch. Girls always want to hold your arm and stroke your arm when you're sitting together in a group so she can show the group that this is my guy.
No, there's truth to that. I mean, when a woman here, when she really loves you, when she really cares about you, I will promise you this. She will make sure that everybody around you sees that she's yours or sees that you're her dude.
For me, I'm a little clingy. So, and also speaking of love language, my love language is physical touch. So I
thought you just said it was words of affirmation.
I think I have all the love language. I like physical touch. So for me, like having that, enjoying the moment, just walking and enjoying that moment together with my partner is like, just holding hands. I'm okay with it.
As for tampo, my God, if a girl gets mad at you, they go silent.
We did short. Yeah. We should put it back out, but about tampo. But go ahead and explain to them.
Tampo is something like a silent treatment to your partner, like especially when touch me, Rich. Don't touch me. So that's like tampo. So whenever you did something wrong to your partner, she will just keep silent, and then she's like trying you to do like a pursuit. Baby, don't do that. Something like that.
You're supposed to kind of do like this. Oh, baby, please, baby, please,
No.
baby, please.
No.
Oh, baby, please.
No.
Right. You're supposed to do all of that stuff.
It's tampo. Tampo.
Yeah, not tempo.
They don't want to talk to you, and they don't want to hear a raised voice. So the best thing to do, if a girl gets mad at you and has tampo, just let it pass. Just let them be silent. Take that few moments of glorious silence that they give you and enjoy it.
I think a good family visit would be perfect right now.
I think it's a very childish thing to do. It didn't work for.
So you tried it before?
I tried it before with my late husband Carl, but I think it didn't work. So we usually talk about it. I just let him know that there's something you did that I'm not happy about. So we're going to talk about it later. I don't want to talk right now. So that's what I do.
But it's a really common thing here. I promise you, if you come here, your girl is going to try it on you. Who wants to be around somebody with an attitude? If we can't communicate like two grown adults in a relationship, what do you need me for? What do I need you for?
Yeah, exactly.
The other dark side, these girls that have a long game. Now, we've all heard this on YouTube. People talk about girls have a long game. They want marriage. They want a house and a lot. They want children. They want to go to your home country. These are all the long game. Does she have children, knowing that if you're an American, that child will get some Social Security benefits and have some survivor benefits after you're gone? You know, maybe one of their girlfriends has a foreign-born child and they're receiving monthly income from that. And do they want a house and a lot? They know you can't buy property. They know you have to put it in her name. But they're also looking at their future when you're gone.
Two things I want to clarify. Number one, if you are a foreigner, you can buy property here, but you cannot buy land. You cannot buy a home. You cannot buy land. You can buy a condo and you can put that in your name, right? But you cannot buy a home. You cannot buy land and put it in your name. He is correct about that. But a lot of foreigners here own condos because condos can be purchased by people who are not residents or citizens here in the Philippines.
Yeah.
All right.
So they're long game. And do they want to come to the U.S. or your home country? Do they want a green card? Do they want citizenship? I don't know if they go into the relationship thinking that, but it might come about. And you have to be careful if they are coming into that relationship wanting to do that. They're always going to throw the little red flags to you. They're always going to ask, isn't it better if we get the fiancé visa? Let's go visit your home country. Why don't we go back to the U.S. and see how things are? If you're younger and you have a younger wife, girlfriend, and you want to move back to your home country with her, that's great. That's a great goal.
What can you say about that?
I think what he's saying is legit. I mean, if you're young, it's all the difference in the world. If you're young and you come to the Philippines, you marry a young Filipina, you have a lot of time. I mean, you both might want to live in the U.S., start careers. She can, she has more opportunities to get a job and like you said, earn money. I don't see anything wrong with that. I will say this though. This is where you need to perk up your ears and you need to pay attention to all the little conversation that you guys have together. When they keep saying that, and they might say it in passing, some like like a passing statement. But when you hear it twice, and then you hear it a third time or a fourth time, and it might all sound very, very innocent, but believe it.
I think that has something to do with some Filipinos would prefer foreign guys because number one, it is like what you said, their ticket to moving out of this country. So their main goal of dating a foreigner is for them to be, living abroad, away out of the Philippines or out of the country. And then a second point that I want to say is about the long-term game plan. Now, if you really vetted on someone, I think there's nothing wrong about, talking about living together, buying a property together, because that's really your end goal. And as for example, age gap, you're older than your partner, wouldn't you want to leave someone or make sure that your partner is secured when you're gone?
Yeah,
so something to think about.
If you have intentions of making her your partner, or especially a life partner, then you want to make sure she's well taken care of after you're gone.
Yeah, and also about life after death. I think both our partners should talk about that. I think it's like for some it's a morbid issue to, discuss, but for me, you need to prepare for the future. Everybody will die.
And going back to your home country, that's icing on the cake. That could be something she wants to do.
You think?
I'm going to say something. So for example, I think it's a little selfish if you're going to use a child just to lock a person down. So you have to talk about having kids, but you have to, talk about if you get pregnant, then I have to marry you, something like that. So if you intentionally get pregnant, like on purpose, just to lock that person, I think that's a little unfair or selfish.
Unfortunately, it goes on a lot more than you might think, and not just in the Philippines either. Anyway, let's get on.
Having your girl meet you at the airport, oh my God, what a mistake this is. If this is just a recent development, that you've been talking to her online, don't have her meet you at the airport. If they meet you at the airport, they're going to go with you to the hotel.
You are stuck. Believe it. You are stuck, son.
Nowhere to go.
Yeah, there's nowhere to go. And if you try to get rid of her, it is going to be a problem, right? If you haven't met her before, if you ain't really, really sure, do not have her meet you at the airport. Meet up for a date. Meet up with her after you got to the airport. You take a taxi to the hotel wherever you're staying, the Airbnb, and then meet up with her. But don't have her meet you at the airport if you have not met face to face.
Yeah, don't let her know where you're staying.
Don't even let her know where you're staying. Don't even. She's gonna ask you. She's gonna ask you, and you just, you know what? Don't tell her. I don't know what to tell her. but don't
tell her.
Don't tell her. Yeah. A lot of times you get here and people are different than the person that you've been chatting with for months and months or years and years maybe. Don't let her stay with you. Don't have her come up in the hotel with you. Don't do it. I know some of the dudes ain't gonna listen because they're gonna be like, yeah, I'm about to get jiggy with her. and things about to go down. I'm about to beat the cheeks. But resist the urge. Resist the urge until you feel a lot more secure, until you feel a lot more comfortable with it.
You need to experience something in the Philippines without a girlfriend. You need to walk around the mall. You need to walk up and down a beach. You need to travel a little bit without someone hanging on.
I don't know that I agree. What do you think?
I don't mind if I get invited. That's the key word.
Right.
So if that person invites me, then I will make time for that person and then join him wherever he wants to go. But if he didn't invite me, then I would not invite myself.
Go walking at the mall because you can see how she's going to act around other women. Right? You can, because there's going to be there'll be some pretty women at the mall, and because you're a foreigner, they'll be checking you out, and you get to see how she's going to act when she sees other women checking you out. And I think that's important. So, and the mall is air conditioned. That's equally important, is that the mall is very air conditioned and it is very comfortable and cozy.
You don't have to spend much.
Don't have to spend much, right? All right, we'll go ahead and finish up the video.
Go into a dating cycle. You know, have her come down and meet you for dinner, for coffee, for drinks. Get to know her before you initiate her staying with you full time. You don't want anybody to move in with you until you're ready for that woman to be with you a long time. Once they move in with you, in their head, they are in a total committed relationship. And if that's not what you're looking for, don't let the situation develop into that.
She is thinking long term. A lot of times she's thinking long term. And if she has children, you better really consider what you are doing. Because to move somebody into your home with their children or with their child is a huge commitment that they are not going to take lightly. And neither should you. I mean, I think he's really on point about a lot of the stuff he said. Most of what he said was on point. It really was. You just need to be careful. You need to be careful when you come here. Remember, people take advantage of opportunities sometimes. And a lot of times there will be women here who will see you as an opportunity for a come up. And that's not all of them. In fact, I'd say it's not most of them, but it is some of them. Make no mistake about it. It's no different from being at home.
Yeah, I think just to add to the last point that he said about moving in, I think moving in doesn't necessarily mean marriage. I mean, here in the Philippines, it usually happens when a couple like move in together. It's like testing the waters, you know, so to see whether or not you're going to work out, whether you live in the same house. So, you know, you work your differences. And then once you settled in, you know each other's differences and you kind of worked it out, then that's the time you will, you know, you'll discuss whether or not you want to get married or, yeah. Also, you have to consider that, especially if a woman has children, so you have to consider before moving in that the children will be number one because they're the first ones to be affected once you break up or, you know, something happens to your relationship. So the children will be affected.
Let us know what you think. Do you agree with these? Do you disagree? Give us your opinion. And if you're not from the Philippines, if you're from the West, what do you think? Does it stop you from wanting to come here? I don't think it's here. I don't think it should. There's a lot of beautiful Filipino women who are fit, feminine, and friendly, very traditional family women, and I think this is the place. I think this is a great place to meet a wife. Again, this is definitely our personal opinion. It doesn't reflect the opinion of everybody here or any of the foreigners here. This is just my opinion, Ching's opinion, and that we're sharing with you. And it doesn't necessarily mean it's true. It's just our opinions based on experience.
Yes.
So again, leave your comments below. I'm excited to read your comments because I want to know what you guys think. If you like this video, you know what to do. There's a whole bunch of other videos that we have that you will like too. So check those out as well. Until next time, I'll see you in just a couple more days. This is Richie Rich.
And this is Cheng.
Deuces.